But obviously I spoke to him on the terrace earlier.
Yeah.
And we did kiss.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if you wanted a blueprint on how to break someone's heart, that's it. Meghan could write a book about this. When she leaves the villa, she could write a book on how to break someone's heart. So well done, Meghan. Meghan, you've turned really mean. I know previously, right, her meanness was sort of light-hearted, but now it's like meanness. It's like she's put the foot down on the mean accelerator, the accelerator, and she's really kind of gone full mean Meghan now. So it is what it is, sadly, and I do feel sorry for Tommy. Much as I've had mixed feelings about him, I don't think he deserved this treatment. And you can see there in that video, he's trying probably not to cry, but doesn't want to cry. He's like holding his feelings in, but I feel really sorry for the guy. Now, to make matters worse, as if they couldn't get worse, we now have news that Conor and Meghan are going into the Hideaway. Show scandal. Love Island couple sneak off to the Hideaway for a naughty night together, leaving Villa furious. Love Island's whiplash wife swap took a saucy turn as the Sun can reveal. Megan Forte Clark and Conor Phillips spent a night in the Hideaway and things got steamy. That's because they turned the central heating on by mistake. The explosive move came after they shared 2 snogs on the terrace behind smitten Tommy Bradley's back, infuriating fans. But the Sun can reveal that after the 4 Islanders returned from the sleepover at Casa Amor on Tuesday, it wasn't Casa Amor, the Sun. It's not Casa Amor. Okay, you think it is, but it wasn't. It was just called the sleepover. On Tuesday, Meghan and Conor decided to cuddle up in the breakout bedroom, and the naughty action went beyond just kissing. So I really feel like Meghan is now making a bold statement to Tommy to say, look, it's over, I don't like you anymore, and to really rub it in, I'm going to go and do something with Conor in the Hideaway to make sure he couldn't possibly not get the message. The problem is here is that Meghan's burning her bridges, and by the time Conor hurts her, which eventually he will, I think, she's going to turn around and have no bridge back to Tommy because he'll have moved on with Emily or someone else. That's her decision, that's her choice. She seems to go on about raging at him for believing what Harry said or whatever, and while I understand that vaguely, I don't think what he did was that bad. He just heard something Harry had said and took it to be true-ish. I don't think he believed it 100%, but he was kind of like, well, it seemed credible, so I don't get what her problem is, and I think she's overreacting, and she's going to pay a price for that, because I do think he will move on with someone else. I mean, he even said in the show last night he wouldn't take her back to his mum, and I thought, wow, okay, that's pretty hard words there. If that's what you're thinking, you're looking for a girl to take back to your family, and now Meghan's not it. Oh dear. But Emily seems far more wholesome, and I think he'll probably end up going for her, which will delight Conor, because he knows that Emily's coming back to the villa tonight, expecting to be reunited with Conor, and is going to find out that he's moved on with Meghan. So we'll see those fireworks later. What are your thoughts on them going into the Hideaway? Yes, no, good, bad, makes good TV, but again, I don't want Tommy to get so brokenhearted that he basically just quits the villa, which I hope will not happen. Now, we do have some other interesting points here made by those who were dumped last night, and that is their thoughts on the couples in the villa, SHEA, Caprice, Poppy, etc. Let's have a look at those before we end this little video. Axe Love Island bombshells break silence after mass dumping and say 2 couples in the villa won't last. Speaking to ITV, this is SHEA, said, I think they get on well, it's early days, but I'd be surprised if they were to last. He was talking there about Helena and Giorgio. SHEA then echoed this when he was asked the same question about DEJON and Meg after he chose to stay with her in last night's coupling. It's a bit different with them. I'm not too sure if it's going to last, the dumped hunk said. Just from what I was seeing, it's a bit one-sided from Meg's side. You don't say. You don't. Even I was so weird watching DEJON say, yeah, how much he liked Caprice and stuff, and then suddenly doing a complete 360 and going back to Meghan. And I wondered, I think he's just thinking, I don't want the screaming and the crying if I go back and say to Meghan, I've now coupled up with Caprice. I honestly believe that. And I think he's hoping that somehow Meg will end up getting dumped and he can move on. And I also think, once again, I've said this several times before, he's remembering that date that was live streamed into the villa. And I think that kind of spoiled it, really, because I feel like every move DEJON makes now, he's thinking, Meg could see this, Meg could see this. Therefore, he's going to kind of keep it all PG. He's not going to do anything remotely silly, and he's going to play it clean until Meg is finally gone. How on earth that will actually happen without him going as well, I don't know. Caprice said this about DEJON: I expected it. From the beginning, I felt like he knew what he was going to do. I think he's playing a bit of a game though, but I expected it from him. Poppy agreed with Caprice and confessed, I think he's playing a game. I think he's there until the end, and Meg will help. Ah, there you go. So Poppy and Caprice are convinced that he's only in the couple with Meg to get as far down the line as he can to that Love Island final. And you know what? Who can blame him? At the end of the day, sometimes we forget, because there's so much emotion involved, that Love Island is a game show and the couple does win a good financial prize. So if you make a pact with someone and you're going to do that, fine, go ahead. See if you can play the game well enough to win. I don't blame you. But it's just, yeah, a bit fake. But there we go. It is a game. Let's not forget. So what do you think about all this, guys? What did you think about the way it all ended yesterday? Because we know tonight that Alima's going to confront Ramel with what he said about, you know, I'm not occupied in the villa. We know that Meg will have something to say to DEJON from what, you know, has been seen on that little phone that Harry had, you know, him saying to Caprice, oh, yeah, you could be lit between us, you think it could be good, blah, blah, blah. And of course, they'll probably find out that Emily resisted everyone, and that'll upset everyone else who saw Connor and Megan, you know, betray Tommy, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to get all that, and it's going to create good drama. But will it be dramatic enough to mean that those couples are actually split, i.e. Alima and Ramel and DEJON and Meg? I think the answer's no, sadly, even though I think it'd make great drama, and even though I think Ramel kind of deserves it. But I think Alima likes him too much. Remember last year, you know, remember when Will and Uma, remember when Will, you know, had that girl in Casa Amor, and when they did movie night, he said to Alima, yeah, I kissed her. You know why I did it? Because I wanted to. And he was all cocky about it, and she still took him back, and when he got dumped, she went with him. So there you go, and they're still together today. You just never know, do you?